Okay, so I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry. I'm sitting up here in my car and I had the freaking engine off, but apparently it made my phone overheat. So I'm so sorry. That was really ratchet. I hope that Keena can join me again just to finish up. But obviously, you were hearing how fabulous the whole entire alumni weekend was. I was just reflecting on, please join me again, Keena, if you're there. So embarrassing. But I was just really like reflecting on how much hard work it had to be to get all of that organized. I mean, when you think of reunions, I would say it's probably normal to have like half that show up, but to have like almost 500 people and to have it orchestrated so wonderfully, so organized, all of those things. Shout out to like Tiff and the team for putting all that together. It sounds like it was super appreciated. I am so sorry for the rude interruption. I will never do live from my car again, but I just could not pass up the opportunity to try to connect with Keena. She's probably like, girl, I'm not joining your live again. But I just want to say thank you for joining and sharing the experience with us. I was trying to give her a few more minutes to see if she'll come back on. But I really appreciated also her mentioning that, in our NFL, cheer, NBA, dance space, there's a lot, often just kind of like feelings of being unappreciated and, just not the best news stories all the time. And I just wanted to say that I'm just so grateful that we could share this kind of joy about a program and have it be hopefully uplifting to everybody. Even if you're not celebrating like a big milestone for your program, just try to treasure that moment that you are connected with your sisters and brothers in cheer, and just put your little dime in somebody's ear every now and then of just like preserving that feeling of like tradition, because it's something that you will want to celebrate 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years later even. So I really apologize for the horrible connection. I'm so bummed and I don't see her joining again, and so I'm just gonna end. But watch the other video. It was much better and I hope I didn't lose it. What if I lost it, you guys? Can I just be fired? This is where I need my intern. I'm gonna be bummed if it just said like, okay, there she is again. I'm gonna be so pissed if it didn't save. Gosh, freaking Instagram and cars. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's okay. It
I'm
is
so
okay.
bummed
I
if I
started getting a whole bunch of messages. My husband called. He's like, "I was watching. What happened?"
I'm so embarrassed. I promise this isn't, you've seen the podcast before. I mean, I
Yes,
know I'm pretty ratchet, but not this
you
ratchet. But
don't have to be embarrassed. It's okay.
I
I was like,
literally
I
like
thought it was
joked like,
me. I was like checking my. I was like, oh no. Yeah.
mm-mm. No, it
I,
was my fault. And I'm really scared now that I won't even get to save the original live, which I'm not even going
um,
to participate right now because I don't want to cry. But I just want to thank you for coming on.
of
And if it did
course.
not save, then damn it, everybody missed out then. But
Yeah, yeah. You just
they
missed out.
definitely
Yeah,
missed
we'll have to
out.
do a part two or something like that.
Or
We'll
get your
have to.
friends to join or something. But
Yeah.
I was just saying how much I appreciated you sharing some like
Uh,
positive news in our space, and sharing an organization that values their dancers, their women,
yeah.
celebrates their women. I mean, because a lot of hard work I'm sure went into that, but to make you
Yeah.
all feel like that's at least how I view everybody in this space. Like you're legendary. Making
Yeah.
these teams out of all the competition, like it's a big
I
accomplishment.
mean, they have the museum they in the locker room was just phenomenal. The museum, the uniforms that they have on display. There was pictures of everyone, all the former.
All the
Yeah,
different
I mean,
squad years. I can't wait to look at that
you know
museum.
what? So I am going to be working with Allegiant Stadium. I told you,
Uh-huh.
and the Raiders, and I will be also having an opportunity to see more of it, more of the stadium. So maybe
Nice.
I can touch back at another time to give more updates or something. Or
Yeah,
when you come out to Vegas, then
because
we can
I'm
we can
coming
yeah.
October 2nd. I think that's the
It's
game. I'm planning to
it's
come
good
back.
times out here. I've only been here a couple of months. We just moved out here myself, so I'm very green as well. I'm learning too, so we could learn together. But I can
Yeah.
say, they're saying once a Raiderette, always a Raiderette is very true. I
Mhm.
definitely feel that with the organization. I mean, if you're on the roster, you're on their roster. And so they won yesterday,
Yes,
playing
it
against the
did.
Patriots, and
Like
they had
undefeated
the
for
guys
preseason,
back.
right?
Yeah, they were undefeated in preseason, and their guys, they had the reunion. So I guess the same thing with the fellas. They had
Remember
about
interviewing some of
300.
them.
They had about 300 men. That's what I heard. So I
What?
wasn't there, so I don't know, but I am seeing little snippets of pictures and stuff from
Okay.
some people that did go to that game. So I'm looking forward to hearing if they got all the nicks and crannies like I'm
They
sure they
probably
did.
didn't do it. Oh, they
I'm
probably
sure.
did, but it won't be
I'm
as
sure they,
fabulous.
but they
Maybe
went
get
out for
lashes.
us. Yeah, they went out for us. So
Yeah.
kudos to the Raiders organization, Mark Davis and his family, and Tiffany and her amazing, squad, and
Yeah.
all the ladies there. And I think they have one gentleman now that works with the organization.
Yeah,
So
teaching like a
kudos to all of
studio.
them. Hey, if you can make it out to Vegas and audition, this is a shameless plug for them, but I think it's worth it.
Yes.
I think it's worth it. Make me want to get back into shape and see if I can find a way back on
I
the
know
squad.
that's
Because I
right.
mean, they're getting all kinds of stuff. We were like, y'all are lucky. Like you guys are. I mean, my goodness. I mean, the new uniforms that they have are very Vegas, and
Yes.
child, when I say, good for them, good for the Raiders organization, I do know a little history about it. I know Al Davis was going back and forth with the various cities and moving the team all
Mhm.
around and stuff. So they got it. This is the creme de
It's a
la
good
creme.
home. It's a good
Yeah,
home for the Raiders.
yeah.
My daddy is a diehard Raiders fan, lives down in Vegas. I come down often, so we'll definitely
Okay,
meet for sure.
okay.
But
I'm
yeah, no,
excited.
this just feels like just a just a great organization to be a part of, like you said. If I were coming out of retirement, I know where I'd be auditioning, put it that way. I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Now, really,
for
really,
real.
really, it was, definitely a positive for the NFL, definitely positive for the Raiders. I know there's been a lot of changes and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to speak on their behalf or anything like that. This is just, a fan and a former Raiderette giving some positive feedback on the organization. So if anybody sees this, great for you. Hand clap, a round of applause.
Yeah.
I was impressed. All of us were impressed. We felt very honored, and you might see, some more pictures and things popping up throughout
I
because I
bet.
have so many pictures. I didn't even know what to post. Like I didn't even. I was just. It
It's
was
so
too
much.
much.
So
It was
much.
so much, and everybody kept on trying to rush to post, like this and that. And I think I put one little video. I was like, "This is a lot. I could make a movie." Like it was
Literally.
that nice. It was that nice.
So
It
did they
was, it
have it
was,
organized where you guys could like get together by squad year or like decades or something for group pictures and things like that? I haven't seen that
well,
kind
we
of stuff
took
yet.
one big, I have some, I can send you
Okay.
some pictures. So
Yeah.
we took after the rehearsal, we took one big picture.
Okay.
We always do, break off into like, I took a rookie squad picture, you kind of break off with
Aw,
who you came in with. And I think my
yeah.
captain was there, for my rookie year, and co-captain. And I mean, a lot of people, there was a lot of people there. So, you kind of break off into your own. But when we danced by what I guess like your rookie year or whatever.
Okay.
So on the line. So I was actually, if you ever watch it, I mean, so many of us, but I was on the S of the R on the shields. So if you like zoom
Okay.
in, you see my hair and a little skinny black girl out there, doing the cheer. So we were in line based off of, they did the 60s, the 70s, the
Okay.
80s, the 90s. And so you were kind of around people you cheered with before. And
Gotcha.
then we broke off after rehearsals and things like that and took our own pictures. But yeah, I
Nice.
mean, the museum, if you can take a tour, come in and get
Like,
in, hit me up and whatever and take a tour of the, because there's a whole section just for Raiderettes. So, and the
and that
cheerleaders
just shows like that you like the organization values like the history and tradition
love,
because I know my heart was broken with the Seahawks when I heard that they were like giving away all of our old uniforms, like everything that I think our old director had kept. And I don't know whose decision it was,
right,
by what space they were saving, but I know any of us would have like dropped everything to go pick it up and save it for
right,
ourselves, right?
right,
But when you think about like no attempt to kind of capture the history, it's part of the organization's history,
right.
right? To keep this type of stuff, being able to see the uniforms change over the years, like all of that stuff, like your old calendars, your old squad photos. And I'm
Man.
just like, you mean to
They
tell me that
had
all of that's just
plaques of
gone?
like who was Raider of the Year, like every year. Who was Raider of the Year, who was Dance of the Year, who
Yeah.
was Rookie of the Year. I mean, it was all on display. Now, I know Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, they have something very similar. I've been over there.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
Okay.
their stadium stuff. I don't know about a museum or anything like the Raiders and not to compare, but I really encourage squads, if you can talk to your director or talk to if you
Yeah.
have connects, get them to document. There's some rich history with NFL cheerleading and, keep it got me. I'm all in my storage. I'm pulling out at my other team. I cheered for
I
the
bet.
Chargers as well. I'm pulling out stuff, washing it and like trying to preserve it
Because
because I
it's,
mean, you really came back and I was just kind of like, wow. And I family and all that kind of stuff. So people move on and all that kind of stuff. But it was just so nice to be out there again and see
yeah.
all your girls, and we were all talking about stuff from 20 years ago.
Oh
And
my
hey,
goodness. But being
remember
able to
this thing?
share all those memories because it
It was
not to
great.
I don't even want to bring up the not so happy news, but I mean you said that you also cheered for the Chargers, right? And I mean
Yep.
here we have an organization that never I don't even know what's going on with the Charger girls, but they have not had a program. And so you think about like the history of that organization as well and just the fact that you just I kind of left hanging in the wind and it's just really
Yeah.
sad. It's really, really
We
hard.
we have a Facebook group as well, and we used to get together every single year when they were in San Diego. And then it kind of with the move to Los Angeles, although the
Yeah.
stadium is absolutely beautiful, although the stadium it kind of fizzled out, and COVID hit, and we
And then
just
the team never came back. So you're like, probably,
and
yeah.
I actually cheered with Lisa. I was on the team with their director, Lisa.
Okay.
So she was a captain when I was a rookie with the Chargers. So we're all still pretty close. I mean, we communicate in the group, we're just kind of like,
Right.
hey, should we get together? And we have some loyal fans with the Chargers. So, there's
Hmm.
everybody, keeps in touch and all that kind of stuff. But it would be nice if we could just get together. I mean, we used to go all out as well. So the Chargers organization treated us well as, I don't want to talk poorly about them either.
Right,
Um,
right.
but, once COVID hit and everything and the team,
Well, I hope
just
they come back. I hope that
I'm praying.
something
We're
is done
all
for
kind
them
of
back.
praying and fingers crossed, good,
Yeah.
good. Let's pray about it.
Yes,
But, hopefully they do. If I hear anything, of course, I'm sure we'll shout it from the rooftop, but,
exactly. But thank you for just sharing like this though, because it just makes you
it's
just excited
positive.
about
Yeah.
what other teams can hopefully take note from and
Yeah.
and for people who are on teams now, like you said, think about preserving your own history and your
Yeah,
legacy.
talking to your directors and choreographers and encouraging them, whoever in the organization to keep it alive because there are people out there, fans. I mean, there was some Raiderettes that were like super emotional, crying and,
Oh,
just like we were everybody was hugging, couldn't see each other, it was just that, we had COVID and then we come back, I don't know if I'm allowed to even say that online, but, the pandemic, then we come back and we haven't been able to see each other,
each
touch each
other.
other, embrace, with a lot of people for several years, and then the move also changes things,
Mhm.
so, it was nice. It was nice. And
Yeah.
we're hoping that we can do something more frequently.
Yeah.
as a sisterhood. And yeah, get with your alumni, start a group. I think the Rams have one. I know there's a lot of DCC, groups and stuff. Start it, be the person, be the champion for your squad and get it together.
Exactly. Get it
If you
together.
can,
And
it is worth it.
people like competition too. So it's almost like if you're like, did you see what the Raiderettes
Oh
did? They
yeah.
did X, Y, Z and A, B, C, and
I don't know
you
how you're going to top that though. I
I
don't know.
don't either. I don't either. But even just the thought of like, not to say that you want to embarrass your team, but it's just kind
Right.
of like, did you see what all they did? And this are conversations I think just like within the front office where it's kind of like, wow, did you see what their organization did to kind of recognize their cheerleader? I mean, I don't know. Make the ripple effect
Yeah.
happen. Be that champion, like you said. And
Yeah.
thank you
And
so
there's
much
some
for
of us
jumping
that,
back on.
been a part of different teams. So it's like, we've
Yeah.
cheered for more than one team. Like I have one of my two, what's her name? Carrie.
Uh-huh.
She cheered for the Raiders and she also cheered for DCC. So I asked her, I was like, and I knew she did. And I said, did you go to their reunion last year? She was like, yeah, we talked about it. And,
Right, because it was the same. They celebrated the same 60
yeah,
years
I
last
think
year, right?
last
That's
last
right.
year they did
Yeah. Hmm.
something similar. So we were like talking about it. I was like, how was it? So, and other people, I think there was a girl in my squad that cheered for the Patriots. There was,
Yeah.
people that come from different squads. So, you can kind of take that information, not to compete, like, I'm better than you kind of thing,
No,
but
no, no.
the whole NFL cheerleading, professional cheerleading, NBA professional cheerleading,
Mhm.
we're a family, and we are, you know, we need, it's our responsibility to, keep the positively going and the sisterhood,
Exactly.
brotherhood, fraternity, now that we have some men
Exactly.
joining
And
us.
almost like leveling up entirely, right? Like when you're sharing like how well you're treated, or even for people who aren't experiencing the best treatment, the more that we share with one another, I think it has the end effect of like people leveling up one way or the other, or being able to
Yeah.
raise their hand to ask questions, or to, you
I mean,
know,
just get your team together, and I think, I hear a lot of I mean, I watch your podcast, but I also hear a lot of inside scoop as well. So, I don't want to talk about too many teams and gossip, but, I think there should be more positivity, and we have the ability to do it. And we have the
yeah.
ability to keep even though some teams are changing and the
Mhm.
dynamics are changing, we can still keep our memories alive, our
Yes,
teams, our squads. We can still stay close and do that. You can't take that away, regardless of what they want
what
to
all the
disband or yeah. So there are all kinds of platforms that we can get together and really still have those bonds, and it is a lifelong thing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. It was when I
Thank
heard
you
you talk about it.
so
Of
much.
course, I
This
heard you
is
talk about
way
it. I was like,
better
I
than
was
me
there. I
talking.
was there. Like, it was. I
Listen,
mean, it's still been about 2 weeks, and everybody's still talking, still posting pictures, videos. We're like, everybody's watching the games now, and we're just like, cheering the girls on, and it's
oh,
amazing. It is amazing, and I'm honored and very privileged to have wore the uniform and to been there and to experience that. And hey,
uh,
come to Vegas.
yes, I will be there the first weekend of October. I
Yeah,
just want to thank
okay.
you for putting up with my technical difficulty,
Oh, that's
and just
fine.
offering to share this, because this is way better of a recap than I could have ever given. I hate seeing certain stuff on social media because you just want to be there so bad, but having worn the uniform, being a part of the sisterhood, and giving the firsthand account of it, I'm so sorry to everybody if I can't save the prior live where you got the whole breakdown of all the amazing things that happened over that.
Fabulousness.
You
That
just got
was
to jump
great.
on live with me and hope I'm not in my car next time. But you're welcome to join for Cheer Chat at any time. It's so nice to
Okay.
meet
All
you.
right. It was great. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And tell all your Raiderette sisters that
We'll
we
send them
see.
over to the podcast. This is great because
I'm,
I'm a pro cheer junkie. So you done found, your twin. There you go. I
there
love
you
it. And I'll
go.
sit and just watch you listen with your little rosé.
I should have had my behind at home with my rosé. It would have been a lot smoother. Probably still been going, but but
It's
seriously,
awesome.
anytime you want to chat, join in, share info, tell your sisters to join as well. I love the sharing memories part, and I think that's something that, at least in terms of being more interactive and everything, that I'm looking forward to with the podcast. Maybe not like the full blown sit down interviews, impromptu a little bit, not in my car, but everybody's welcome. So tell everybody to come check it out.
It was great. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you for doing
you.
this too, because
Thank you.
yeah, we kind of move on from the pro cheerleading, time, and this kind of brings us back. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Well, I hope to see you on one of my lives with your rosé next
Okay.
time. Take care.
All right. Bye. Have a good day.
Bye. You too.
Bye. I don't know. Turn this off.